Another lesson pro teachers do. Today I have joins me Dead Guy Comics Audio, or or what thing can call you by?
You can just call me Dead Guy, but
Dead Guy. All right.
I changed the channel name. It's comics with the Dead Guy. It was more
Ah, right. And today
appropriate.
we're going to be going over the first 6 issues of Superman Batman, the Public Enemy story arc. Jeph Loeb and Ed McGuinness.
Yes.
And yes, look at this artwork. Just look at that.
Dude, it's amazing.
Yep. So
Ah,
now, just to make this clear, basically by this point, this Lex Luthor is president by this point, and this is supposed to be the grand finale. Him finally going too far, and Batman and Superman having to bring him down.
yes.
So yeah, and yeah, let's just right now. I'll be honest. Let me ask you, which one are you a bigger fan of, Superman or Batman?
Ah, man, he did it. I'm gonna have to say Batman for the obvious reasons.
Nah, for me it's
He's just a
Superman.
guy.
It's for
But
me.
I
It's,
hated
yeah.
Superman growing up. I hated Superman growing up.
Oh.
It was when I got older and I started falling in love with him, and before you know it, he's now one of my favorites. But it's still Batman. Still Batman.
For me, it's always Superman just because of the inspiration that he brings. That's what I love about him. It's that he has all of his powers. He could take over the world if he wanted to, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like that's what kind of made me love him is the fact that
Yeah. Of
he's
course, it's the
almost
same reason why.
wholesome.
Yep.
He's
It's the same reason
wholesome.
why some people hate him too, though. They think like, oh, if I had my powers, I'd be an asshole, or I'd do this. I'm like, in other words, you're Lex Luthor.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So yeah, let's just start right up. Oh, and here are the variant covers. Oh, just look at Ed
I
McGuinness's
love
artwork
that.
here.
I love that. Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that one.
these are. Who's he
Great
holding?
cover. Oh, he's holding just a thug,
Okay, okay.
and Batman is holding a batarang. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure things are going right first. So because I don't want this to be going live by mistake.
Oh, okay.
So hold on, let me just go check. When it comes to Streamyard, I know much better when it's doing it. When it's restream, you never know. Yep, still private. Good. So anyway,
Okay.
so yeah, we open up. The dream's always the same and begins the same. My parents, Jor-El and Lara, put me in a rocket as the planet Krypton breaks apart. The nightmare always begins the same. My parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne, take my hands as we leave the theater. I can only imagine how difficult it is for them sending their only son into outer space as their world died around them. I can only imagine the fear that gripped them when the gunman stepped out of shadows, never knowing that these were their last moments alive. I don't know what I actually remember, or if it's just what I've pictured in my mind. The planets shattering around me, the colors, the brilliance of the universe being delivered to me, my future out there in the great unknown. I will never forget the sound of the gun firing, tiny pieces of metal ripping through the only 2 people I ever loved, the blood, the acid smell of gunpowder, my future going black before my eyes. The rocket landed in a cornfield on Jonathan and Martha Kent's farm. This was Smallville, Kansas, on the planet Earth. My parents lie in the streets, bleeding to death. It seemed like hours before anyone came to help. This was Park Row in Gotham City. They call it Crime Alley now. Suddenly, in the dream, I can see myself, older, as I watch Mom and Pa come into my life. At that moment, my childhood began. Unexpectedly, in the nightmare, I can see myself, alone, as I watch my mother and father leave me forever. At that moment, my childhood ended. Brilliant
That
opening!
is beautiful. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, and my parents taught me to side with justice. I came from another planet, with powers and abilities far beyond those of other men. I'm known as a hero, an inspiration, a champion. It's been a good life. My parents' killer was never brought to justice. I cloaked myself in the very shadows the gunman used to hide his face from me. I'm known as an urban myth, a frightening creature, the boogeyman. It is not a life I wish on anyone. Now, I should point this out as well. By this point, there was still an edict in place that Batman never caught his killer. It wasn't Joe Chill. None of that. This was still at
Okay, yeah.
that point where that was made very clear. And eventually, post Infinite Crisis, they brought back Joe Chill. But up until this point, it was still the edict of he never captures the killer. And that actually comes into play during this.
Okay.
Metropolis. This is the part of the job I like best. High above the city, I can see the horizon. Odd as it sounds, it reminds me of Kansas. The way the wheat would cut over across the North fields as if it was going to roll on forever. The stillness, except for the wind. And my dad would generally remind me it was time to go to work. Whooping! Actually felt that. It is with great pleasure that I speak to you today to officially announce my candidacy for re-election as your guys, death from above. Ugh. And there's not a lot of folks who can knock me for a loop, but near the top of the list would have to be Metallo. Didn't want for it to
Yes.
go. I know. Didn't want for it to go down this way, Superman. Really? So when you trash Star Labs, threaten innocent lives, why did they do this? When you got up this morning, Mattel, what did you expect it, and where did you expect it to go? Metallo, Brainiac, Toyman, Parasite, all of them locked in some kind of, what does Lois call it? A never-ending battle. My face! Maybe I did cause this! Maybe. And basically, obviously, as we're seeing, Metallo does everything he can to get out of the fight. As one of the doctors, Dr. Jerry Christine, helps him up. Wanting to know what was so important that Metallo tore apart Star Labs. Meanwhile, we see Batman in the Gotham City Cemetery, looking around at the scene of a crime when Superman shows up. You could have called. I hate it when he just appears like that. I have to admit, I love being able to do that to him. Again, Loeb has these characters down pat, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Now, Loeb is also the guy who wrote Batman Hush.
I know. And dude,
Yeah,
he's got their dynamics perfect.
yep. It was faster to fly in. Faster than a phone call. We'll have to put that to the test sometime. Some mess you've got out here. I've seen worse. Scary part is, I know you have. The man you're looking for is John Corbin. Metallo, his alloy body's breaking down. That would account for the metal filings I've been finding. But why come here and dig up all these graves? Corbin wasn't always a brain inside a machine. He had a life, even as a petty thief. That all started here, in Gotham City. I went through the files at Star Labs. Metallo had once been held there for observation. Corbin's human body, his remains are in the cemetery. My guess is he dug up a dozen or so to throw you off, or at least slow you down until you found his grave. What's the matter? Which one of us is a detective again? It's called investigative journalism. Batman? Bruce, there's something else you need to know about Corbin. He was in town tonight. I've got what I've come for. I'm willing to let you both walk away. Metallo can't win. Statistically, historically, he must know this. Why won't you listen? I'm not the villain here. This belongs to me. A seemingly endless cycle. But I'll do what I have to. Evil is a poor professor. And to hell with you for stopping me. Like, I've known Bruce for years. I can't decide if it's the hero in him that drives him, which I respect. Metallo, let him go. Hey, my arm! Or the dark side that puts him in harm's way, trying to desperately to make up for the murder of his parents. That I don't respect. The scientist who trapped my brain in this machine feared you, Superman. He knew you were some kind of alien pretending to be human. He created me, stole my humanity from me, to get rid of you. Batman may be the greatest detective the world will ever know, but he's still a man. When he's up against someone like Mattel, someone who can snap his neck in an instant. Today's my birthday, Superman. Don't know if they have them from those where you came from. I got what I wanted, and I'm going to leave you with a gift. A gift from the bottom of my kryptonite heart. No, there are days I wish he would just stop, despite all the good he's accomplished. Clark, sometimes you can be a fool. All that power you wield makes you forget how vulnerable you can be. Faster than a speeding bullet means nothing when there's kryptonite involved. One down, 1, 2. You got no business going against someone like Metallo when I'm here. Talk to me. Plastique, something like that. It won't stop him. The tech that makes up his body will reconfigure. Forget Metallo. I've got to get that bullet out of you. It's near your heart. The kryptonite's slowing down your cellular restoration. but I don't know if I'm fast enough to get the bullet out before the wound closes up. Where's the Flash when you need him? Do me a favor, Clark. Lose the sense of humor. Do us both a favor, Bruce. Buy a sense of humor. Almost got it. Never doubted Jude. Almost. No! No. Happy birthday to me! Dum, dum, dum. Meanwhile, and Lex is finding out this giant kryptonite meteor, the biggest chunk of kryptonite coming towards the planet, directly towards the planet, as in it's as if it's being guided there. Right. And to which then they offer him, he basically sends forth a team made up of Captain Atom, Major Force, and
Major
a few other
Force.
figures we'll find out in the next issue. Of course, Captain Atom, he's being a soldier, of course. But what'd you think of that first issue?
Man, it draws you in, and the dynamics. He's just got them down pat, and the humor.
Yep,
It just definitely lets you know Superman's
yep,
his ability to just stay positive even at the bitter end.
definitely. But anyway, we then open up this issue with they realize they're built and they're still buried. Now, of course, there's all this narration. I'm not going to go through all the narration. Some of it's just a little character fluff. I mean, it's really good stuff, but of course they decide to use some plastique. Clark is still partially, and the rest of his body's still invulnerable. So of course he can able to use that to blast their way down, and Bruce doesn't get caught in the blast. And Bruce, come on, Bruce, it's not ending here. I thought I was supposed to rescue you. You still got time. But they're making their way through there. Do you know what I was thinking about the other day? No. Magpie, the criminal. Do you know any other Magpie? Whatever happened to her? She died. No. Are you sure? Reasonably. Why is it the good villains never die? Clark, what the hell are good villains? Magpie was the first villain those two teamed up
Yeah.
against. But she didn't die. Not yet. She
Oh,
eventually did die during 1 year later, but by this point she's not dead.
why don't the good villains ever die?
Well, no, actually, she did stay dead after they killed her off. But yeah, soon it's like, are you strong enough for this? Sure. Ben Steele's and all that. Ah! Even all this time, I'm still amazed. I'm still amazed by Bruce's will to live. I'd never known anyone like Clark. He refuses to give in. Clark, it tickles. Halt and identify yourselves. Master Bruce, your surgical skills are required. Your butler guards the cave with a shotgun? Sir, if I might add, you're not exactly looking in the pink yourself. Now, Alfred, you didn't have a spare Mr. Freeze ray gun he could use? This from the man who uses a dog with a cape to protect his fortress. And they're sending out rockets using boom tube technology to get them there sooner. Mr. President, permission to speak freely, sir? Captain Atom, a portion of planet Krypton is on a collision course with Earth. Do you think that whatever it is you have to say would wait until those nuclear missiles have eliminated that threat? With all due respect, sir, no. That was a boom tube. Technology which is not only illegal, it represents trade with an embargoed. Oh, don't take that sanctimonious tone with me. How else were we going to get that much firepower across the solar system in time to save our world? You better than anyone know that when American people learn that their lives are threatened, that innocent women and children are going to lie dead in the streets, they aren't going to wonder how we stopped it. Just that we do, and we did. And status? Negative. Damn it. It's still on course. You can rest easy, sir. Alfred? I'm better, actually. Apparently, thank you, Alfred, comes with the territory, sir. And if you could put that shard of green kryptonite under lead, consider it done. I took the liberty of washing your uniform, the Gotham City sewers best left under the streets. And I'm sure my wife will appreciate that more than anyone. Bruce, what is it? How could you not tell me? I tried. He knows. It took Oracle 5 minutes to get through Starlat's firewalls. Another 2 minutes to download John Corbin's encrypted files. Less than half to break the code and tell me what I needed to know. I tried to tell you. It's why I came to Gotham looking for you. No, and nothing haunts me more than finding out who killed my parents. Their unsolved murder changed Gotham City. It's as if their blood wouldn't wash off the hands of the policemen who worked the case. And to the innocent, knowing that people like Thomas and Martha Wayne could be shot down in the street meant no one was safe. And to the criminal element, instead you can get away with murder. How long has Star Labs known? I don't know if that information is accurate. It could be left there for you to find to stir up exactly the reaction that it's brought about. Someone would have to know Bruce Wayne and Batman are one and the same. That's for me to find out. Basically, as far as he believes, Corbin killed his parents.
Okay.
That's where the big twist is, and
Okay.
basically throws a lot of Batman up. Now, by the end, I'll just say be upfront. It wasn't. It was all done just to distract Batman. And Lex did it, but he didn't know Bruce was Batman. He just simply knew though that Batman would look into the case.
Okay. He didn't know he would take it so personally and almost go blind with it. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Fact. Before John Corbin became Metallo, he was a petty thief. Fact. He was in Gotham the night my parents were killed. Fact. He carried the same caliber handgun as the murderer. Why wouldn't Corbin's name come up before in any of your traces? Gotham City's had its share of graft, corruption, and misplaced files since that night. Add to that the fires, the earthquake, any number of reasons. That's why I want to know, and what I want to know is why would Star Labs keep that secret? Why not tell you? Exactly why I'm suspicious of what you found, Clark. If I uncovered something about Krypton, something that would fundamentally change your life, wouldn't you want me to and want me? Boom! It worked. That means I still have time to kill you both. Yeah, and
Whoa.
yeah, now you think that is Kingdom Come Superman? We won't know for a couple of story arcs. It's not.
What? What? Okay.
X-raying me, Clark? That would be the first thing I would do. Great. Looks like me, sounds like me, and knows I'm Clark. Alfred, get upstairs to safety. Initial analysis, it's not just the timbre of his voice. It's the way he moves. I have to be certain. Bizarro? Zod, you're wondering about the boom tube. You'll be amazed by the alliances you have yet to make. The time travel part was trickier. That you'll have to find out on your own. Whoever this is, I'm getting tired of seeing my face on my enemies. The big question, I'll make it easy. I'm you years from now. I've come to stop you. I know you'll think you're doing the right thing, but you'll be wrong. Can't tell if it's too soon from taking out the Green Cave bullet. But he's strong, maybe stronger than me. You'll only wind up killing them all, and you'll be all alone. Alone! Who is this guy? Of course, he goes on. You're wasting your time, Bruce. I've told you who I am, what I am. Superman. Whether or not he's telling the truth, you are fighting yourself. Tell him what you're really thinking, Bruce. How I'm not fighting myself, I'm killing myself. I don't know who you are, but you're not me. I don't kill, and I never give up on my own life. You want to try and stop me? Fine. Let's take this outside. That ridiculous moral code you kept it back then, you'll see where that gets you. Lois, Jimmy, Perry, Ma, Pa, even Bruce, all dead. It has to end before it begins. You never learned. You only wore the ring when you came to Metropolis. Not here. Not in the safety of the cave. Not now. He knows about the green kryptonite ring too. His intel is near perfect. You know what I get sick of, Bruce? You kicking the crap out of me with your toys. When you're not, and when you're nothing but a man. A man who's got to stay alive only because I let you. He's afraid of the ring. I know the feeling. You should have killed me when you had the chance, but that will never happen now. I'm taking away the choice, the one you'll ultimately fail to make. This won't kill him. It didn't kill me, but it'll stop him. Just can't throw it hard enough, touching it without touching it. But it's like Paul says, get the right tool for the right job. Clark! Clark? Nobody's called me that for years. Drink. I out of time. Only hope. Don't make the same mistake, Bruce. Lex, beware. What was that about? A warning. To which then we see a bit with like 2 minutes, Mr. President. Thank you, Miss Grant. I need to speak with you, sir. Captain, is your ability to pick the inappropriate times for our discussion some sort of superpower we don't know about? I'm about to address 2 billion people. I'm well aware of that, sir, and that makes what I have to say all the more urgent. I'm asking you, as a formal request as my commander-in-chief, let me go and speak with him. Give him a chance to surrender. Do you think I'm doing this lightly, out of some sort of personal agenda or vendetta, that the world is about to be destroyed, and if we're going out, I'm going to see that his life is ruined first? Those are rhetorical questions, Captain. I'm not expecting an answer. However, should you try to stop me or interfere in any way, I'll have you charged with high treason. Once you are in the custody, the lab boys will cut into that shiny wrapper of yours and open up like a can of peas. Now be a good soldier and get back in line. People of the world, I come to you today with a heavy heart. I have never believed in mincing words. My way is to speak the truth, even when the words seem difficult, almost impossible to say. Right now, deep in outer space, there is an asteroid. In layman's term, a giant rock the size of Australia. It is on a collision course with Earth, and that is not the worst of it. This mass is irradiated. In the days to come, you will feel its effects: dizziness, nausea, and soon it will overwhelm you. I know what you're thinking. Why isn't the government doing something? The short answer is we are. However, this is something that so far cannot be halted, derailed, or even slowed. It is as though it has a single-minded purpose: to eradicate mankind. It saddens me to say this, but the asteroid is not some random phenomenon. It is a fragment of the planet Krypton. For those of you who do not know this, this is the birth world of someone we regard as our greatest hero, Superman. As incredible as it seems, we can only conclude it is coming here because he is here. Now, when I was a younger man, I spoke out quite openly about his alien nature. As I matured, I came to see him as others do, as our friend. He is not. He is an alien, a curse upon this planet. As they say in our great nation's farmlands, curses are like chickens. They always come home to roost. And so, by the power invested in me by the people, I am offering a $1 billion reward for the individual or individuals who bring Superman to the federal authorities here in Washington, so he can face charges of crimes against humanity. What do you think he wants? A showdown at last. Then let's give it to him. Love to. Oh, Lex!
The word is out.
Yep.
Now
And
it
from this
gets
point on,
fun.
it's going to be constant action going forward as
Yep.
they're heading on over there. You're even having Lois meeting up. Lois was granted an interview. You insist we make our moves then and there. Mr. President, let's begin with the obvious. You've offered and I quote, $1 billion reward for the individual or individuals who bring Superman to the federal authorities here in Washington. Given and the precarious nature of the world, don't you think that's a little extreme? Lois, first off, and let me tell you how nice it is to see you out from that musty old desk at the Daily Planet. You didn't answer my question. Then we have Silver Banshee showing up. Um, Lois, when I agreed to a no-holds-bar interview, I meant what I said. This administration has always stood for truth, justice, and the American way. It's the very cornerstone of my re-election platform. You still haven't answered my question. The fate of this planet and the future of mankind are at stake. I think the American people are smart enough to decide if my actions border on the extreme. So yeah, we have Silver Banshee. Remember, she is magic. We're showing our viewers an artist's rendition of this asteroid you claim is on a collision course with Earth, a large fragment of the planet Krypton, somehow orchestrated by Superman to eradicate mankind. Lois, I hope there's a question in there somewhere. Assuming this is true, what evidence do you have linking Superman to the asteroid? All right. I believe when the people of the world see the irrefutable evidence we have compiled, any actions this administration takes will not only be justified, it will be applauded. We're having Mr. Freeze, Captain Cold, Killer Frost, so many of them. Oh, by the way, that's Amanda Waller there.
I see her.
But yeah, we're having all these villains attacking. Icicle, so many of them. And Banshee's out. Can you keep her that way? Hypersonics, even on paranormals. It's a minor adjustment. It will drive her sonic scream back at her. But yeah, soon we have now Solomon Grundy and Mongol. Then what are you saying? Vice President Ross, what a nice surprise. Care to join? I apologize for the interruption. Mr. President, there's a matter of national security. Achoo! You serve no purpose in this conflict. A tick attached to a lost dog was the reward on his hand. I have limited experience with Solomon Grundy, but he never struck me as articulate. I read the case files. Every time Grundy dies, he's reborn with a different personality. It's possible that he's gotten smarter, but Mongo is a known megalomaniac. His boasting is as part of him as his fist. Lois, I find myself in the inevitable position of having to excuse myself. The president's job is never done. I hope the viewers, and in particular the good people of America, will understand. But and yeah, again, they're fighting still until eventually the player is out of the penalty box. I repeat, the player is out of the penalty box. Catches his fist, like, and whereas Batman, he tried, Solomon Grundy tries to open up the, lift up his cowl, shoots gas out as that would set up in Hush.
Mhm.
Mongol, they take them all down until, Lady Shiva. Ever since you
Ruh-roh.
reached this planet, you've been nothing more than a tin Hitler, the self-proclaimed vanquishing warlord. But to get involved in this bounty hunt makes you nothing more than a thug working for Lex Luthor. And I'm sick of Lex Luthor! So yeah, but Batman takes Shiva down pretty damn quick, but it's also because she, like some of the others, are not in their right state of mind. We even
Well,
have
they're not
Nightshade
their
showing up.
state of mind anyway.
Well, yeah, we even have Nightshade showing up, and soon it's very clear, thanks to Superman superhearing, it was Gorilla Grodd. They even realized, I guess, $1 million isn't enough. But then we have all the other villains joining in,
Oh, is that
but
black
they're
man in the
soon all
middle
taken
there? Yep.
down. But then they're all taken down. We have John Stewart, Katana, Black Lightning, Starfire, Major Force, Power Girl, and Captain Atom, all ready to take them in.
Oh, that's the end. Oh,
Yep, and now we're leading to the next fight. Oh, and we'll begin this fight too.
yes, yes. Okay, I'm really excited
Yep.
now.
But yeah, basically, yeah, this leads into another fight. Basically, we're in all action going this forward.
Look at that spread.
Yep. I love this moment with Starfire and Superman. I've seen my own homeworld laid waste, and if you have anything to do with the destruction of this planet, then you must answer for this. But I love how he blocks her. That's a great block.
Mm,
Because you forget, Superman does know martial arts.
he just doesn't need it most of the time.
Yeah, but for someone like Starfire, he would because he doesn't want to hurt them. But then Superman does a big tornado, and Batman grabs Katana, and Superman grabs Power Girl. Turns out, one of them is working with Batman, and that's Katana. With Lex and Amanda Waller, he's been using these injections on himself. Oh, and he kisses her.
I knew
What?
that was coming.
I love that. She's so stunned. Look at her. She's like,
Lex has lost his mind.
so much. He lost his mind so much that he's kissed her. The wall.
Oh,
But yeah, basically they meet up with them, and yeah, basically they've been working together with these two to find the boy. Now, I mean, at that same time that we have turns out they all follow them still. But then Katana cuts off Major Force's arms, causing him to start to go nuts. Of course, Superman gives them the order to put a containment bubble, do what it can to divert the energy. Of course, Starfire's like, you're in no position to give us orders. I do when people's lives are at stake. I have to hand it to Clark. He does the for the good of the innocents maneuver better than anyone. It's a shame he can't run for president. But they're going to need help. I love that though. Without a second thought, even when they're hunting him down, he makes a good point, and they
yes.
listen.
He's still trying to save people, and
And they
even if,
listen.
yep.
But then Captain Atom, Batman convinces him he needs to be the one to absorb all that energy. So he goes in. Once I'm in, sealed up. Captain, let me help. I could shield you or do the world a favor, Superman. Turn yourself into the authorities. Only guilty men run. So he absorbs it all and he disappears. We eventually find out what happened to him, but not for a while. Captain Atom is gone. Don't forget about Major Force, although no big loss there. Remember, Major Force is the guy who killed Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern's girlfriend. Stuffed her in the
Mm-hmm.
fridge. That's where we got the whole stuffed in the fridge stuff from. But now it's their turn.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're still going though. It's like, they're trying to meet up with Toyman. Now, by this point, Toyman is a teenage kid.
Okay.
So he's also a 13-year-old. We find a way to distract him. What's everyone looking at me for? How am I supposed to distract? Oh. And
Use some
then,
assets.
yep, Batman, Superman, given our paths, don't make this difficult. Katana, Power Girl, go! It doesn't take the wisdom of Solomon to know you should stay down. I've beaten you in the past, and I'll do it again if I have to. But I don't want to. So yeah, leading to those two fighting, and then they decide to do a castling maneuver where they swap, who they're fighting.
Yep.
Although we didn't have Hawkman was prepared. Did you think you two invented castling? Now, before you black out, my glove is called the Claw of Horus. It draws its power from the magnetic core of the Earth. Essentially, I just hit you with the planet. It's a boy around Robin's age. Son, if you can hear me, tell me your name. Shazam! Well, you sent us to do a job, Mr. Terrific. Mission accomplished. Oh,
Oh, it was ended there.
now we're leading. Now I should point this as well. This Supergirl here was Sierra L. They basically got rid of Linda Danvers and brought this version in before they eventually brought in the Kara Zor-El Supergirl. This is the only good story she was ever in, because the rest of her stuff in the Superman books was utter crap.
Okay.
It's only because Loeb just treats her just like Supergirl. But look at Crypto. Knock. Assault Beam and Team B, we're in. Steel, secure the front entry. Superboy, let's go and get the man. Right on your tail, S-Girl. There's no turning back now. This is Agent and Gustavin in the Rose Garden. We have movement. I've got 2 on the side yard. How many did you take out, Huntress? Wasn't aware this was a contest. I've taken this communicator. Now we have ears on the Secret Service. 4? Really? You go, Batgirl. Robin, keep it down. We're the stealth team, remember? You want to make a noise? Go up front with the S Squad. Okay, you all know the drill. We find SMB and I'm afraid you've made a costly mistake, Nightwing. Despite our press statement to the contrary, we only announced the capture in the hope they'd show up, as you all did. Now tell me, where are Superman and Batman? What are you two doing back here? Nightwing radio, during the oval was Luthor. I think we should double back through the Rose Garden and... Did you hear that? Oh, wait. That went well. Is it my imagination or is it getting small in here? Luthor's gonna squish us to death. Why couldn't it be with Power Girl? What'd you say? Nothing. It wasn't nothing. I heard what you said. Then why'd you ask for? Man, could this get any worse? Oh no, kryptonite! That's it. I'm gonna personally see to it this guy doesn't get reelected. Like, you're saying you don't have them? I've always been curious as to why Batman, who has such a reputation for being a lone wolf, would surround himself with children. These children could kick your butt from here to China. Now, where are Superman and Batman? Do you know the penalty for breaking and entering at the White House? Or if you lay so much as a hand on me, under the Homeland Security Act, I could bleed all over the carpet. I like this carpet. I like my Oval Office. I like it so much that from the moment you entered this office, and this office has been pumped with an odorless nerve gas. Odorless nerve gas? What do you think you are, a Bonneville? It's quite effective, I assure you. Fortunately, I've been inoculated. Good night, ladies. Where are Superman and Batman? You're going to tell me where they are. You come into my house, make demands of me? However, in keeping with presidential guidelines for physical fitness, I have been working out. Fall, damn you! Go to hell. It's overrated. Way to go,
Mhm.
Dick! He just won't stand down until he's beaten down.
I mean, who taught him?
Yep. I failed, Metron. But maybe you can't change destiny. Tell Darkseid I'm not Metron. Superman. But how? When? Captain Atom? Strange. I thought you died with the rest. Where am I? When am I? Kansas, or what is left of it. Doesn't really matter. Where you go on the planet, it all looks like this. After the asteroid. I thought I could stop it. Even travel back in time to change what happened. Ironic, isn't it? I left one planet as it exploded, only to have it destroy another. I must have quantum leaped to this time period when Major Force exploded. Major Force? Hard to remember so long ago. Tokyo, wasn't it? I guess it doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. There has to be a way to stop it. The future isn't certain. It's fluid. I'm here, so that's proof that what you think you know isn't set in stone. The man I knew as Superman wouldn't give up. And you still are that man. So yeah, basically now Steel
That's
fights a
awesome.
bunch of them when it seems Hawkman seems to show up, knock him down with his mace, and maybe it was your mace and my hammer. We could. What are you doing? Didn't you hear me? You think you can open up with a lockpick? Since when does Hawkman go all Houdini? Just smash it open. Hawkman, I'm not Hawkman. Oh, it's good to be the president. Blow in, come rack. Eh? All of them gone. Captain Marvel, I have to say, this is a surprise. You wouldn't happen to know wouldn't happen to know what happened to the two fugitives you supposedly captured, do you? Don't you dare lay a hand on me! I'm the President of the United States, and you are nothing! What the hell? You're not Captain Marvel! Superman! Luthor! We needed more time. Hawkman and Captain Marvel came to Japan to capture us. We let them think they did, to allow Katana and Power Girl time to get the boy. But Luthor jumped the gun, announced we'd been arrested. We should have expected Nightwing and the others to come to our rescue, and in turn require our intervention. With their guard down, Captain Marvel and Hawkman were blindsided by us. To get clean access to the White House, Batman took Hawkman's identity, and I took Captain Marvel's. Castling!
Mm-hmm.
For years, Luthor and I fought. My dad taught me that when the fox is in the chicken house, you have to kill it, unless you plan on losing more chickens. Holding him like this, he's so small, so frail, he would snap like it was nothing. I, I will not. I will not stop you. There are many ways it could make it look like an accident, or better still, as if he disappeared without a trace. It was not that long ago I found myself in the same position with the Joker. Jim Gordon talked me down, but I'm not Jim Gordon. When whatever evil the Joker has brought to Gotham, it is dwarfed by what Luthor does to this entire planet. Worse, what he does to Clark. You're bluffing. No, I'm not. Is everyone safe? Everyone, including the dog. You should know I just got word from Japan. The boy has something to show us now. Let's go. I am the President of the United States. It's like the old saying: if you want someone killed right, you have to do it yourself.
Yes, the max out.
The suit, yes. As we go into the final issue of this arc,
Yes.
and this has some of my favorite Lex lines throughout all of this. So yeah,
Yes.
Toyman has created this giant mech, and look, it's a composite Superman. Yep, I just love it. Will it work? Does Power Girl have big? Then let's get going. But then he's starting to feel the kryptonite radiation as the meteorite's getting closer. But all of a sudden, then Captain Atom shows up with the kryptonite ring. Like, and he channels energy through the ring to make it stronger. Why does he do it? Because he's the only one who can go in and absorb the radiation after they destroy it. Like they could destroy it, but it won't stop everything. The radiation will still kill people. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Adam has to do it.
Okay.
I speak to the people of the planet Earth, more important for the people and by the people. Many of you will no doubt look upon me in this armor and find it absurd. And I agree. I find it absurd that an alien could come to this planet, defy the orders of the President of the United States to surrender himself, and force me to take this bold step. Superman, where are you? Olsen, there better be film in that camera. It's digital, Mr. Wright, but I get that and what you mean. We've got page one. Theodore Roosevelt said it best: speak softly and carry a big stick. I wear that stick! You see Captain Adam heading over there until finally, I'm really glad you took this step. When folks first heard about me, it was Luthor, out of sheer arrogance, who tried to hire me. Even then, his schemes were riddled with madness. He staged a terrorist attack to draw my attention, so the whole world can see you for the evil that you truly are. You come to this planet, declare yourself the savior of mankind. Well, I think it's time you died for your sins. I loved hearing Clancy Brown say that in the movie.
Oh,
Seriously,
that's right.
I loved hearing him saying that. Like,
That's right.
I
I
can't
forgot
think of a
Clancy Brown.
Yep, I can't think of a morning I haven't woken up with the thought of strangling you in my head. But your sanctimonious Boy Scout image engaged the media until no one could see you for what you are. If I know evil, I see it in you. When does it end, Luthor? When do you stop believing your own lies? Let me answer that for you. It ends today! All right. It's different now, isn't it? Being able to actually engage me in battle. No more $5,000 Italian suits. This armor is my cape, tailored for me expressly from the fire pits of Apocalypse. Apocalypse? Luthor, you allied yourself with Darkseid? He'll betray you faster than Gar! All right. And to this day, I still can't tell if you play naive or for some reason you show no more sense than if you were raised in a barn. Darkseid's always been my ally. Technology is what moved this country leagues ahead of the rest of the world, the universe. And Darkseid offered whatever I needed as president in that regard. Who do you think first alerted me to the presence of the asteroid? Who made me aware of its origin and how and why it's drawn towards you? You really are delusional. You're talking about an inanimate object, a giant rock. No, it's far more than that. It's the light that will open their eyes. If mankind has one common emotion, it's fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of what they cannot control. And look how ready they are to believe that you are that thing they fear the most. So what's the big plan? Just let the asteroid destroy Earth while you boom tube away? If you weren't so hell-bent on blaming me for everything or saving your own skin, you could have asked me for for help. Because that asteroid's never going to reach Earth. And your presidency is over! Get up. You are to become the first president to go to prison. Everything you just told Superman about Darkseid, the asteroid, all your lies were broadcast all over the world. Where? This used to be my office at LexCorp. Why is it empty? Where is everyone? Gone. Talia Head, your trusted CEO, depleted all your resources, sold off all your assets. You are penniless, Luthor. As of this morning, Bruce Wayne owns this property, and he wants you out of the building. Who do you think you are talking to? I'm the President of the United States! Remember Bane, don't you? How he broke your back? And you'd be amazed how easy it was to synthesize venom that gave Bane in his strength and mix it with liquid kryptonite. So he's been injecting himself with kryptonite venom.
What?
Yeah, Batman? Ugh. Why are you wasting time here? Shouldn't you be solving the crime of the century? Who killed Thomas and Martha Wayne? Where is John Corbin, Batman? How do you know about Corbin? What do you know about who murdered the Waynes? Pull me up and I'll tell you everything. No deals. I'll save your life. You still go to jail. I'd sooner see you in hell. He probably will someday. Boom tomb, halfway through, Lex disappears, and all of LexCorp's tower falls.
What the?
Well, because the boom tube took out half, it cut it in
Yeah,
half.
yeah.
I dug through 40 stories of underground debris. There were a massive amount of lead throughout the building that blocked my X-ray vision. Ironic, isn't it? Luthor was so paranoid about my spying on him that in the end, when I want to find him, I can't. He brought this on himself. I take some satisfaction as Clark, who gets to write the final chapter of the Luthor presidency. Over the next few weeks, Star Labs tracks the meteor debris as it falls to Earth. Kryptonite showers throughout the world. Given Luthor's knowledge of Corbin's supposed link to my parents' murder, I pressure Star Labs into allowing me access as to how that information got in their system. Batman plans to have the heroes from across the globe collect as much kryptonite as they can. As Superman suspected, it was planted to distract me. Even without knowing that I'm Bruce Wayne, Luthor knew that Batman will not rest until that crime is solved. Bruce wants me to go into seclusion, in the safety of my fortress, until they're done. That doesn't sit right with me. I will find Metallo, but the mystery of who killed my parents remains just that, a mystery. Luthor never considered that I would put that case aside to help Superman. That's what friends do for each other. I know he means well. That's what friends do for each other. Without a body, there's a chance Luthor is still alive. I know Clark. He'll never truly believe that Luthor is gone. Through all our struggles, his unending hatred for me has motivated so much of his life. As just as not knowing the identity of my parents' killer haunts me, not knowing if Luthor is truly dead will haunt him. He's disgraced, broke, no better than a common criminal. He would be a brain damaged or paralyzed, or whatever secrets he has locked away in his mind could break loose. If he returns, he'll be more dangerous than ever. A man with nothing to lose. When he returns, we'll be ready for him. There will be a reckoning, a crisis.
Uh-oh.
So, what did you think of that?
That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
Mm.
Very nostalgic too.
Actually,
Very
there is
nostalgic.
one more issue we can go over. I just realized there's one more issue we can go over because it's a done in one.
Okay.
Uh, Yep, there it is. So yeah, this is Jeph Loeb and Pat Lee working on a story with Robin and Superboy.
Okay, cool. And dude, that art looks amazing.
Yes, Pat Lee. Even though Pat Lee has been notorious from some of his artwork, this is one of his
Wow.
better ones.
Yeah.
Like now that Lucy on, what do you think they want? To blame us for something, but we haven't done anything recently. Yeah, like that ever matters. Now that Lucy's dead, you going to tell him? I don't know, maybe. And it's not your problem to worry about. I'm just saying, not a word, not a syllable. Robin, Superboy, nice entrance. It's all about the cape, Rob. All about the cape. We appreciate your meeting with us on such short notice. No problem. Saturday night is in the big city. Not a lot going on. Your message didn't say what this is about. We have a situation. Sorry, your message didn't say what it's about. We have a situation. Wasn't our fault. You owe me $5 already. I told you we didn't explain why we're here, why we're coming out here. They think they done something wrong. Wait a second. You two bet on our reactions. It was really more how he was wrong than how you'd react regarding this mission. Yeah, we have an opportunity to reach out to someone who's at a crossroad in their life and bring him over to our side. He has trust issues, serious trust issues. Our thinking that he will listen to the two of you. Why us? Because he's a 13 years old, and we're not. But this kid, he's remarkable. IQ off the chart. He can build almost anything you can imagine. The genius have a name? Hiro Okamura. Despite his age, he thinks himself as the new Toyman. He lives just out of Tokyo. We're in! Con- Connor, this mission is of great importance to us. No big. Actually, it is big. This boy could go either way. And evil are very close in that respect. You worried about me or Tim? Never mind. I've been reading the reports on your works with the Titans. We'll get there. I'm sure you will. If you ever want me to come visit me in Metropolis, could be cool. But Connor and I should get ready for this thing, okay? And do you trust him? I don't trust anyone. Oh, thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Are you asking me if I think to get the job done? I came here, didn't I? They don't think we can handle this. They came here and asked, didn't they? Still, I can tell they act like we're going to blow up half of downtown Tokyo. Who says we aren't? But is it really bothering you? Connor, what about him? Reporter's instinct. He's hiding something. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Beforehand, Lex had taken control of Connor and made him revealing and by this point we found out that Connor was a clone of Lex and Superman, and that Lex had secret messages hidden in there, so he attacked the Titans. But Superman doesn't know this
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
Then, then
But he can
confront him.
sense it.
Yeah, then confront him about it now. No, unlike you, I'm willing to wait until he's ready to tell me. You should have told him. Shut up. You don't hear, and you ever hear, don't trust anybody over the age of 30? There's a reason people say that. This from a clone who may never turn 30. Hey, live fast, die young. You'll make a great looking corpse. What is wrong with you? Haven't we seen enough kids die doing what we do? What's wrong with me? You're the one who won't let go of it. I just think, I just think it's better to tell them before one of them figures it out. And they are going to figure it out. that 50% of my DNA makeup came from Lex Luthor? How would they figure that out? Unless a little bird already told them, let's just get this kid and go home. We're looking for a hero. Can't you read the sign? Rob, I know I'm going to hate myself for asking this, but what sign? Beware of dog. There was no sign. There was no sign. If I find the sign, I'll shove it up your. We're here, and we are here, and we are so going to hear from the ASPCA about this. Okay, so we've tried being nice. Apparently, they're not going to go away for an answer. Hey, Missy, while I've slept out, don't go anywhere. No idea who that. It's been a while since I've read this issue. What is this place? I don't know, but how do I get two of them? Somebody's going to have to pay for that door. And you broke my dog. Your dog tried to bite my head off. Please tell me you're the smart one. Hologram. Cute. Look, hero, we were sent here to offer you a job. If you want to play with your joystick all night, great. We've got other stuff to do. Come on, Superboy, we're wasting our time. That's it? Can we at least check out the Nintendo factory? What kind of job? Batman needs someone to build things for him. Batmobiles, planes, copters. You'd have an unlimited budget. You'd get to work with Batman. Sounds intriguing. What's the catch? You'd have to work with Batman. What happened to the guy who used to do it for him? He was murdered, shot in the head, twice. Yeah, that was Harold, the hunchback guy. He got killed off in Hush. Way to sell it, Rob. He should know what he's getting himself into. I can see why they sent you. At least one of you. Let me sing. What the? Hero! What the hell was that? Metallo. Oh, that was Corbin. Metallo. That wasn't Metallo. We fought Metallo. That wasn't Metallo, right? Technically speaking, you're correct. That's John Corbin, the man who used to call himself Metallo, was driving one of my tech bots. I gave Corbin back a DNA replicated version of his human body in exchange for the alloy known as Metallo. It made up his framework and was stolen from my grandfather's patents. Yeah, whatever. He's heading for the city, and that can't be a good thing. Wait, there's something you should know. He's still got... You're going down, pal. Of all the guys in the world. I mean, what are the odds of waking up still having a kryptonite heart? And the first Super Joe I run into, I get the kill. You left out the part where you left in Corbin's kryptonite heart? That's what I was trying to tell you. He wanted to be human again, but he screwed over my grandfather, so I screwed him over. Nice. So now we have a psychopath who used to be a war machine driving a war machine. Hero, you built that thing. I'm betting you have something. You built something that can beat it. Superboy, you're not as dumb as you look. How cool is this? What do you say, Robin? Oh, gee, they have mechs.
That is
Look
cool.
at those mechs.
That is cool.
What do you say, Robin? Let's take this scrap heap back to the junk pile. And yeah, bleeds into a big fight between them all, and that's one of the reasons why they got Pat Lee to do it, because of his artwork. So,
beautiful.
and then eventually Superman and Batman show up. Missing someone? Look at the mess. You're lucky no one was killed. Wasn't our fault. Batman, I've helped you before because the entire planet was going to die. But this job, hero, let me finish. You were smart to send Robin and Superboy. We had fun. I miss fun. So, I'll try it, but only on a case-by-case basis. If I'm not happy or you want too many modifications to my work, I'm out. Agreed. There's something I want to tell you, and it's not easy for whatever it is, Connor. I'm here for you. Yeah, well, after you hear this, try me. Though, and through the years, you've trusted me, even when I've screwed up. And I just want to say thanks. No need to thank me, Connor. You've earned my trust. Wuss! Shut up. Just shut up. Okay, there we go. So, what did you think about those issues?
Dude, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I was very familiar with the film and some of the story arc around it. So I was very, very cool, very educative.
Yeah, but you can tell what they cut out for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah, I mean, you obviously you can't cram a month to 3 months worth of issues in an hour and a half movie. You know, you got to cut out
definitely not. And
from
you
the facts.
You also need to build up Lex's presidency, since that was pre-established by this story arc, but you can't do that for a movie.
Right, and you know that I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm probably going to have to, when I rebuild my collection, I think those are added to the list.
There are 2 omnibuses that collect the entirety of the Superman Batman entire run.
The whole world's finest?
No, just Superman Batman. Just this
Oh, okay,
entire
okay,
series. 2 omnibuses that collects everything. The Jeph Loeb stuff and beyond it.
okay.
But the
Well,
artwork is what I love most about this. It's Ed McGuinness's artwork.
it reminds me. He somehow captured the artwork of the time, but yet
Mm-hmm.
also Silver Age Superman, like the big square chin and the overdone
Definitely.
muscles.
Now,
I
people
just
call
felt
him
like there was
Balloon
so
Bod,
much.
though. People call him Balloon
Yeah,
Bod, and it does look like a balloon, doesn't it?
yeah, but I mean it's old school. It's like I don't know. It reminds me of the '80s mixed with the '60s mixed with the 2000s. It's a nice blend, and I feel it's nostalgic. So.
McGuinness is one of my favorite artists. I love his Superman, and I love his Hulk at Marvel.
Oh man, that's kind of what I was gonna get at. Like his over the top balloon with the Superman is what I mean. That's where he started hulking out. You know, like by the time you get
Yeah.
to the Hulk, it's like Hulk has no neck. There's veins everywhere.
Red Hulk.
Yes.
Yep. And again, I just love how simplistic and very toony. That's why it was so perfect for them to animate it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I wasn't familiar with the books yet, but the animation then compared to the art in the books, they almost honored him. You know, like no, we can't change it. Let's keep it this way. It fits. It's perfect.
Exactly. And again, Lex. Oh boy, I love Lex in this story. Loeb is one of those that really got Lex.
Dude, Lex has always been one of my favorite DC villains. Period. Like end of the
Mm-hmm.
sentence because he's a narcissistic sociopath that's hell bent on. He's just jealous. Everything's bent on jealousy, and I love that. That makes him just so human. Like I don't know, people can relate to him.
Exactly. And again, Batman was handled well here. Even the stuff with Metallo and how that wrapped up by the time of the issue 7 stuff really worked. And that issue 7 was a nice one because it showed he also understands Connor and Tim.
Yep, and I'm
I
I'm
miss
familiar
how
with
Tim
some
was,
of that art.
yep. I miss how Tim was handled. I miss it.
Tim Drake.
Yeah,
He wasn't
especially
ever my
compared to,
favorite, but yeah.
I was saying, but especially compared to how he's been lately.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. Like I don't know. I think he's kind of all over the place, and
Yeah,
he's gonna
except
lose a fan base
in the
just because no one can settle on what they really actually want to do with them, and
Chip Zdarsky's the only one who's handling him well though currently.
that's what I've heard. And you guys have given some good recommendations for some newer
Yep.
DC that I'm going to start getting into. I'm just
Yep.
far behind on stuff from the 2000s still. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and so on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this? This is one of my 9s or 10s I give.
I was going to give it a strong 8.5 or a 9. I would give it a 9 just for the sheer entertainment factor. Like by the time you get to the climax and he has put out the hit, you know, basically to
Yep.
put out the bounty for
Boom,
Batman
boom,
or for
boom.
Superman, it was just insanity. And I can only
Yep.
imagine being in there and reading that at the time. You know, that was
The only
coming out. That
downside I would give it actually is that how did Batman and Superman take out Hawkman and Shazam in between?
they didn't really touch on that. They kind
They
of
didn't.
skipped
They
right
just
over
simply
that
said
and
we
gave
caught him by
you,
surprise. That's the only biggest ass pull out of the whole thing was like, wait, what? They were beaten and battered.
yeah. And to be honest with you, when Batman asked the kid, when he asked Billy his name, that was one of the stupidest things he could have
Well,
done. And
that actually was changed in the trade. That was actually changed where he acknowledged he knew it was Billy. Before in the original,
okay,
this is what was in the issue. In the issue, that was a typo that he fixed in the trade.
okay,
And that
okay.
one,
Well,
he said, "Yeah, Billy, are you all right? Say something." Shazam!
he should have just covered his mouth. Like, don't say
True, but
anything.
he probably thought he was down and out. He didn't realize he was faking it.
Yeah, and I guess Batman seeing a little kid laying there hurt probably went right to his core. You know what I mean?
Especially with
Like,
that
oh no, no,
scar
no.
on him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Still,
So yeah, that
I
that
give it. I
was
give it a 9, 8.59.
so yeah, that was Superman Batman Public Enemy. Thank you all. Thank you for joining me on this one. Thank you guys for paying attention, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take
Bye,
care.
guys.